you and I could write a book if we got around to it. We work as communicators. Yes, we could, Di Campbell.
Okay.
One day we'll be reviewing one of ours.
I hope so. That would be amazing. Life goal.
What's your next book?
Okay, I actually met this person, Anya McKee. She is the person behind Torn Curtain Publishing. So that's a publishing house. And we caught up and she gave me some books to read. One of them was her book. It's called Foreigners in the City of Silk. And it's the story of her and her family of 4 children and her husband going to Turkey to live.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I've spent a month in Turkey many years ago.
You would probably really enjoy this book. And it all started, and I loved the beginning of this book. She said, our story began when we flipped the way we prayed. She said, we always asked God to be with us, but for no good reason, and then I'm just skipping along here, for no good reason except the subtle prompting of the Holy Spirit, we found ourselves less concerned about what we were doing and a whole lot more curious about what He was doing. So we started wondering, Lord, what are you up to right now? Where are you working? And then we simply began to ask if instead of Him joining us, we might join Him.
Oh, that's the truth.
Yeah, it's very cool, right?
That is the best way to live. Like, God, what are you doing and what can I be part of already, rather than we can make all these plans and think, I'm going to do this.
100%.
Epic.
And what happened is, for whatever reason, once they flipped that around, Turkey just kept on coming up in their head.
Wow.
Because they're like, we never expected that he'd respond with Turkey. But all of a sudden they're hearing people talking about Turkey this, Turkey that. And, you know, and it just became very, very obvious, I won't go into the detail, that actually that was where God wanted them to go.
Yeah.
So they uprooted this family of 4 children, and they were young, very young, and they went to live in Turkey in one of the most populous cities. Very interesting book, really talking about the dependence of, having a dependence on God and what that looks like. Obviously there are times that they did it on their own strength, but really it was just that resting in God. A really, really good read.
Don't people like that blow you away?
Oh,
I mean,
entirely.
Uprooting your whole family.
Oh, it would be hard. It was hard.
And then it probably would have been hard when they came back as well, adjusting to be back in New Zealand.
Yep, again. I mean, their children had spent years there. So what a culture. Well, is it a culture? Yeah, it's a reverse culture shock coming back to this country, right? So, yeah, really, really good book, Foreigners in the City of Silk.
I like the sound of that. That sounds very, very cool. Mine are actually 2 Kiwi authors. Anya is a Kiwi author too, right? And I thought either one of these books would be pretty good for Mother's Day.
Oh, nice.
Which is coming up real soon.
That's right.
In fact, I'm going to say to my son, did you know Mother's Day's coming up? And then he'll say to me, what do you want to do? And I'll say, let's go to the movies. That's our new thing.
Oh, that's fun.
Spending time together.
I love it.
But another great way to celebrate mothers on Mother's Day is plenty of us like to read. 2 books I would like to recommend. The first one is called The Only Way Is Up, On Foot to Rome. It's by a Kiwi author by the name of Jennifer Andrews, who is a lover of long-distance walking. She's done a number of these big walks and written about it. She was a previous guest on the Where Do You Find God podcast the other month. And so this book that she wrote is, I think it's the Camino Francigena, which is walking from Canterbury in England to Rome, Italy.
Wow.
It's around just over 2,500 kilometres. Oh my gosh, like what a walk. That's quite a walk, Di.
That is quite, no, I know. I'm tired thinking about it.
So the other thing she's dealing with is she's dealing with early onset Parkinson's. But she doesn't really focus too much on that in the book. The fact of the matter is for her that walking makes life easier. And so she's embraced a lot of these walks since being diagnosed. She's in her 50s. So there's a really beautiful rhythm to her writing. And she's one of these people, it's really simple. And you could almost think, oh, she makes it so easy. I could do that. Do you know what I mean? But each day she would document where she'd walked to and from, the people she'd met or the people she reconnects with, because this walk takes about 3.5 months. the food she ate, because the food, honestly, I feel like in some ways I'm reminded of The Hobbit or something. You know, they're on a journey, and the food's such a big deal. You know,
That's so good. You'd be so looking forward to it, right?
food is fuel, right? And the people she meets, the places she stays, and also she has a little footnote at the end of each day, the music she's listened to. And her and I think we're kind of similar age, and a lot of music that she makes reference to is music that I like, and I always just find that kind of cute. It just made me feel quite nostalgic for when me and my mates, who I'm still good friends with, when we were in our 20s, the four of us travelled around Europe in a camper van, obviously a little bit easier on the body, but that whole thing of kind of long haul travel and just the rhythm that you build, and obviously, you know, she was walking, made me kind of nostalgic for that kind of travel where you just take months and you just step off the world and you get into this totally different rhythm. And, you know, she ploughed through a few pairs of shoes.
I can imagine.
She had some people that different places she'd stay with. They'd go and book into, you know, this accommodation that's for travellers, and some of it was better than others, and some of it's in dormitories, and you don't get much sleep, and you know, there's a rat or something outside tapping on the window or something. Just all the adventures, and she left behind like her family, her husband and kids, and I just thought, I'm going to have a little look at this, and I couldn't put it down.
Wow, you couldn't. I remember you at the time. You're like, I'm just really loving this book.
I found it really nice escapism. But I think if you're somebody who's considering going for a walk, or even if you're not, you're like me, you want to do a bit armchair travel, this is the way to do it. It's a really great book, written by a Kiwi. The Only Way Is Up, On Foot to Rome, Jennifer Andrews. Book number 1.
Ooh, what's book number 2?
Book number 2 is absolutely beautiful. It's a book of poetry by a Kiwi author, Jessica Ehrlich. Ehrlich's? I don't know how to pronounce her surname. I'm sorry. Urlichs?
I don't know.
Yeah. This Kiwi girl, I should have found out earlier. They bloom because of you. And so she is a best-selling author and Instagram sensation. She's had big endorsements from people all around the world, including actor Hilary Swank, Meghan Markle.
Wow.
Yeah, people have shared her stuff on Instagram.
Must be
So
beautiful.
she's based in Christchurch, married with 3 kids. She's written kids' books. She's written a previous bestseller called Beautiful Chaos. And it's really her books on the infinite love, growth, and magic of motherhood.
Oh, perfect
And
for Mother's Day, Lizzie.
Yeah, so this is a giveaway. It just made me so nostalgic for when my son was little. And I wrote poems and I wrote songs for him and all those things. I even remember putting this body of work in this competition of writing, and I need to search it out again. And just
dig it up.
That emotional intensity of motherhood when, you know, often a mum's at home, you know, her husband might be out at work and you're just juggling all the things, and it's so intense, and also you meet this person that you're so in love with, like no other love that you have ever experienced. And I was just sitting at my desk earlier reading some of her poetry, Di, and well, I was thinking, I don't want anyone to look at me because they'll see that I'm about to cry, and I wasn't unhappy, but I'm going to read you a couple.
Okay, you didn't get me to cry. Is this
Maybe.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
see.
Steady myself.
Thin Skin Fragile Hearts Club, it's called. If you have a heart that easily breaks, I feel like I know you a little. You never threw rocks, you kept them buried in your chest. You dodged ants on the sidewalk and grieved for those you don't know. To float like a feather would be wonderful, but please, don't change. It's hard to let others in when your skin is thin, but you must, because there are many of us who hold up drooping flowers by their chins, who weep for the birdsong of an empty nest, whose feet are sore from the shoes of many. You are lion-hearted and beautiful. I know the ache of being cracked open, but this is how you shine. And when the world bares its teeth and darkness falls, it is your light it needs. The world needs your light.
Oh, that is amazing.
So
That is such a beautiful poem.
I know. It's just
So clever with words.
I'm going to read one more.
Okay, all right.
Who she would have been. I have children now, so I can never be sure as to who I would have been without them, but I'm entirely sure it would have been someone different. She would have found her way, faced her demons, grown into herself eventually. But the one with children, this version of me, She has learnt to do these things in times she felt she could give nothing while being someone's everything. She found her way as she was guiding little feet, and she faced her demons in the hopes that they wouldn't have to. And she grew into herself as she grew into someone else, not just her child, but a new version of herself. I can never be entirely sure of who I would have been, but I've never been more sure of where I'm meant to be.
Oh, you are, yeah, okay. I won't say what's happening.
That's
beautiful, Lizzie.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
That just sums up to me motherhood. I mean, there's only a couple of the poems, right? She talks about relationship and, oh, it's so beautiful. So, okay, I think I'm going to give that away. I'm going to tell somebody, I want to give this away to a new mum or a mum-to-be or someone who's just in the midst of the chaos. And, you know, you see everybody else on Instagram, she writes about that too, and you see all that stuff and it looks perfect. It's not reality. It is hard, but it is definitely the best job in the world, right?
100%.
And so, yeah, those are our books today.